Hi there, Piet and Grada from the Purple House Wellness Center in Tasmania. Welcome back, and today I want to tell you a story about a client that I had, a middle-aged woman who came to me with a huge shopping list of medical problems and also accompanied by a huge shopping list of medical drugs, like prescription drugs that she had to take to give her the quality of life that she had. And so I worked with her and her body during a diagnostic session, and a clear picture began to emerge, and it showed that she actually had heavy metal toxicity going on in her body. Now, she had plenty of medical tests, and she'd also been to people in the alternative health industry, and it hadn't been picked up properly because heavy metals are hard to detect in blood samples. So
they're actually stored in our body, in our fat tissue, in our adipose tissue.
That's right. So it's very safe to say that everyone, including you, if you're watching this or reading the article that I'll post, if you're listening to me today, I want you to become aware of what heavy metal toxicity looks like, because everyone has a level of it going on in their bodies today. Unfortunately, this is a fact of life.
We're actually exposed to as many toxins, which include the heavy metals, in every day, whereas my grandparents were their whole lifetime. So we are exposed to them every
80
day.
years of toxins exposed every single day, including heavy metals. But I mean, look, Pete and I still look healthy, so look on the bright side. There are things you can do, but awareness is key. So like, people need to know that this is going on. And there are many articles that you can Google, of course, yourself, but this is something that Pete and I have worked with for years now, decades. Actually, probably you could say every person that comes to us, we check for heavy metal toxicity, because we just always assume it's there and it's always playing a key role in your problems, even if you're not aware of it. So I will attach the article here. So let's just show you some symptoms. Actually, I was talking about my client. So let me just finish that story. So my client had almost given up on her, and she wasn't very old. Like, I mean, I'm 61, she was like at least 10 years older than I am. So, and her heavy metal toxicity absolutely handicapped her life, right? So she had aches and pains and many other, she was diagnosed with a whole lot of other diseases, but science will tell you that heavy metals is one of the key causes of all the chronic diseases, including, by the way, aside from heavy metals, parasites as well, right? So you can also assume you have parasites. So during a session, and Pete and I work the same, we use energy medicine. So I detected this problem in the body, and then I'm able to heal that in the body, because if you think of yourself, you're basically just a bunch of frequencies. Like, everyone is more energetic than material things. So energy medicine is very, very safe, right? We are 99.999% energy. So it just simply means that there is like a chaotic frequency in the body running the show, like a lower quality energy stream that has to be removed and then be replaced by healthy energy flow. So basically that's what we do. And then,
can I just explain the science behind that 99.999% energy? Because we're made up of tissue. It feels fairly solid, but we're made up of cells that are made up of molecules that are made up of atoms. And atoms are a proton with an electron or a few electrons flying around them. And those atoms are made up of
space.
99.999% space, which is energy. And that's what we're made of. So that's how we can come to that conclusion.
Apparently you can fit all of humanity in a sugar cube. If you take all the space out, you remove all the space, and that's what's left of humanity. It would be a heavy sugar cube probably. So the space, by the way, is information, right? So that information can be read and examined by people like Peter and me. We've done years and years of training in it, and then we can, and it's very safe and non-invasive. And so my client, she, after did some healing corrections through her energy, she immediately was able to relax, and then her body, all her systems basically got an upgrade. It's like if you have a computer and it's got viruses in it and you have too many systems open, it slows it right down to the point where your computer will eventually not work anymore.
If there are a lot of short circuits in the electrical circuits of your house, then everything will be buzzing and frying, and will be and that's the same. Because we help get rid of those short circuits so that the energy flows smoothly again.
And then also, of course, you are basically an antenna. That's been proven as well, an energy transmitter. So we always attract more of what we've already got in our body. That's just one of the universal laws, that we attract more of who we are. So if you have a lot of pain in your body, or disconnect, or disharmony, or chaos, you will always attract more. So it's, even from that point of view, very, very important that you find help from somebody to clean up your energy field, so you can live in peace and harmony, and also good health. So with my client, luckily, that was her turning point, and she just got better over the course of the years. So, but I want you to know, by the way, that it's really, really sad when children are affected by heavy metal toxicity, and lots of children are. So that's when you get like in severe cases, when children don't develop properly, they have speech impediments, or they can't speak, or
the neural pathways are affected.
Their behavior is disruptive. They're diagnosed with ADHD and all the rest. Actually, I know what it feels like, because I reckon when I was a child, I was always sick and had low energy and all the rest. And of course, the school dentists back in the days in Holland, they just, what do they call it, drilled, filled and built, right? So they built the government. The more fillings they could put into children's teeth, and they're all mercury fillings, the more they earned. So, so let me just tell you a little bit what heavy metal toxicity can look like. So I already told you, it can look like low energy. The immune system doesn't do as well. So
poor concentration,
aches and
brain
pains.
fog.
An interesting one is ringing in the ears, and another really interesting is cold hands and feet, because actually your body is going into shock, and it's held into perpetual shock. Sore joints, and nightmares.
Apparently mercury, doesn't allow us to use magnesium properly, so that's why we get cold hands and feet. We're in flight and fright a lot of the time.
Actually, I call this questionnaire that I'll attach in the article. The questionnaire is FDA approved from the American government, so it was put together by the US government to help doctors determine if their patients suffered from mercury or heavy metal toxicity. So I pulled it from the US government. So I'm allowed to talk about it. So there are things like sore gums, gingivitis, TMJ problems, severe depression, anxiety, twitches and itches, shakiness. Have you ever worked as a painter back in the days? There was, well, probably still today as well, or worked in factories.
Smelting works.
Dentists or dental assistants. Do you always have candida, yeast infections, bad breath, constipation, arthritis, insomnia, nightmares, chronic fatigue, not able to change your behavior? I mean, and the list goes on and on. You can read it yourself, and please share with all your loved ones as well. So I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you like this if we didn't know that there was a remedy. So
the actual symptoms of mercury poisoning in children are very similar to ADHD.
Yeah.
It's
I'll attach that as well. Hopefully that's going to work. And so children can make a comeback very, very quickly, usually like within a week or something, all their symptoms go away. So we do recommend that children have a lot more healthy fats than they're getting. No, we almost don't know any child who gets enough fat in their diet.
No.
And we talk about butter, for instance, when so like our grandchildren come in and if they want butter, we give it to them because actually now we haven't got any yummy lollies or anything in the cupboard. So they will often have a cup of cream or something like that. We have organic butter, organic cheese.
That keeps their energy levels nice and even. So they won't be hungry, they won't be reaching for sweet things.
Meat and meat fats is really, really important for the child's brain because your brain needs saturated fats as found in meat and meat fats. And then we also recommend the Purple House smoothie. So you should be able to download this book off our website, but if you have trouble downloading, please just send us an email and we will send you the booklet. This is a free book.
It's got split chlorella in it, and that helps the body detox mercury.
Yeah, so basically, of course, your body is constantly detoxing, right? So we get mercury in our rainwater, we get it from fish and from dental fillings and other things. And we also get other toxins like cadmium and arsenic from fertilizer. So all the soils are full of it, and that goes into the vegetables and into the meat and then into your body.
And a chelation or detox supplement that we stock is EDTA. That helps the body get rid of heavy metals so it can function properly, and then giving the liver a boost, which is where the body gets rid of all its waste to help it function optimally. Beet flow is one of the best products that you could supplement with 3 times a day to get that bile running, which is the waste out of the body. That also helps you digest the fats as well, which are the best fuel source, and particularly the saturated fats, which help close up the cell membranes or make them less permeable so the heavy metals don't get in there, because they are big particles.
And they do seem to get into many children's brains.
Yeah, so by making those cell membranes less permeable, the big particles of heavy metals won't get into the cells and cause damage. So the cells can function correctly and we can live happily and healthily.
So that's why you need butter. That's what Peter just said. You need butter or meat fat or coconut oil, like a saturated fat. We also recommend it to parents before they have their children vaccinated. They need to give the child lots of butter or something like lamb fat to protect the brain and the nervous system, the neurology from the toxins. So the Purple House smoothie, like I already said, it's like a complete meal that will help your body toss out toxins, because you have to think of your body as a natural detox machine anyway. Like, it absolutely doesn't like things to build up in your body. That's why it's always getting rid of waste, right? So just focus on boosting your body's own elimination pathways. What else have you got, Peter?
NAC, which is our own, it's a precursor to our own glutathione, which is mops up any free radical damage caused by the heavy metal toxins. They damage our cells, and that just helps mop up any free radical damage and maintains a good cellular health and normal immune system function. It really aids in that.
Yeah, so I think that's enough information for one day, probably.
Avoiding the toxins as much as possible by having organic food, avoiding farm fish, and if you do eat seafood, eat the small oily fish rather than the big,
like sardines,
fish, because there is a lot of mercury in seafood.
So probably only sardines, or what?
Yeah, the small anchovies, sardines.
If you buy sardines, make sure you buy them in what do you call
Spring water.
Spring water, not the oils, because they're also using the wrong oils in the tin.
And if you can access organic food, all the better, because they are less full of toxins than our bodies.
And I meant to say, of course, eat fermented vegetables like sauerkraut or kimchi. They are absolutely packed with all the right goodies that help your body to detox as well. Plus it's a food, like it's a vegetable. So instead of, any other form of vegetable, I would recommend you have a tablespoon, at least 1 tablespoon of fermented vegetables every single day. Pete and I do that because our children own the Love Your Gut brand, which is a fermented vegetable product that actually is available all around Australia.
We are a bit biased in that product, but we know it is a good product. Tasmanian farmers, they obtain the vegetables from organic farms in Tassie, so it's all really, really good and scrutinized, everything that's gone into the product. So that helps your body as well. And so then you detox yourself in a natural way. We do try to keep that stocked up in our fridge in our clinic as well for our clients.
But it's available in, what's it called again? High Street? No,
Hill Street.
Hill Street, sorry.
But also on the mainland, they have stockists on the mainland. Yeah.
All right, so that's it for today. So if you're feeling a bit jittery or itchy or out of sorts, or your memory isn't so good, I definitely recommend that you check this article out and
come and see us for a bit of energy work, because that really gets your energy flowing correctly, gets the jitteriness out of your body.
It really changes the course of your life, and that's what it's all about. Thanks everyone for your continual interest, and we look forward to being with you next week. Have a great week everyone. Bye. For now.